You know what I mean? I get you. I think it's online fans, a lot of online fans. I think some people, thing with you, Don, is the difference between you and a lot of the people you're speaking about is you don't care if you're wrong per se, in the sense of, I want us to try and win the league. I think we can win the league from this point. I'm just say this is February. You say this.
Yeah.
If you end up coming third and people go, you didn't win it, you'll say, great, I just wanted to. We had a chance. We didn't. Some people are so scared to be called out for being wrong. They just say, no, I don't want to predict that. I'm happy with where we are. They almost play it down because they feel it's to say it's nothing to do with their players' mentality, their manager's mentality, their club's ethos. It's to do with how they feel individually about the reaction people will have to them online.
Yeah, they don't want to get talked.
I'm the same. I find we all get predictions wrong. We all get a little bit cooked for it. It's so normal. It's so strange to think. When you think about the most successful football YouTube, just take YouTubers. A lot of the up and coming new people are so desperate to really give a prediction, so desperate to not get things wrong. A lot of them speak in riddles. They speak in generalities all the time. They don't make predictions because they think stupidly, but I will add, if I'm seen to get things wrong, then I won't grow. Think about all the biggest guys in our industry, right? Just as an example, how many stinker of opinions are there out there of those individuals? Doesn't stop them working on TalkSport or Sky coming in or their channels growing. Getting predictions wrong is for fans is a fun part of football. All of us were kids at school talking football. Maybe not Staffy, because I don't know what the football conversations were like when you were at high school. But in England, when you're you're on mute again. You're on mute, bro. You're on mute.
I grew up in Egypt. Stop telling me that I didn't grow up around football.
Okay, I didn't know how.
You went to school, secondary school.
I went to school in Egypt. Yes.
Okay, there we go. So you did then. So same as us guys here in England. That most of your week. No, the thing is, no one ever said if it was Friday before you all were leaving, Friday lunchtime, and you're all out in the playground. And let's just keep it on this week's game. And 4 of us say Chelsea are winning. 4 of us say Liverpool are winning. When you came back in on the Monday, you were either all wrong because there's a draw, or half of you were right and half of you were wrong. Nobody thought, do you know what? I'm not going to let Don play with us today, though. We're not going to let Don talk football anymore because he got a prediction wrong. It means he doesn't know football. That never got said. That was never said once in the history of football conversations ever. It's only now online that we start hearing that. And I think sometimes I feel like what we need to start doing in this space is pushing back against things that are said that are never said in real conversations in terms of face-to-face with your friends. No one ever said up until Bruno Fernandes, non-penalty goals. That was never a phrase used by football fans. But what about his non-penalty goals? You know, no one ever turned around and said before, but being good at taking free kicks and corners shouldn't really account as being good at passing, should it? No one ever said that. Like no one. And I thought that show I told you about earlier with Fergie, he was asked by Ali McCoy what was the best bit of managerial advice you ever got when you were younger. And he said, I think it was Sir Ralph Ramsey said to him, buy players that are available. Now, we think it's a modern day phrase to turn around and go, availability is the best ability. This was Sir Ralph Ramsey, who won the World Cup in 1966, telling a young Fergie in the 70s, buy players that are available. The fact that do you know what I'm saying? These things aren't new. But yeah, look, from my perspective, to this game, going away from Chelsea overall, I am predicting a Chelsea win. I changed my mind last night. I was thinking about it. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think either team's going to get embarrassed. I don't think either team's going to walk away from... It's going to be one of those matches where even the team that loses is going to have positives. I don't agree with Hussein who's talking this nonsense of if we lose, our title race is over. With Rodri being out, I don't think it's as simple as that. This is going to be one of those campaigns like what we saw in the best era of the Premier League between kind of 2004 and 2013, that 9-year period where there's going to be 3 or 4 teams that are going to be in and around this title race up until February, March. You're all going to take points off of each other. Liverpool losing on Sunday doesn't mean they won't be able to win the league. I don't think it's going to prove they're a bad team. I don't think either them or Chelsea is being exposed. But I do think there'll be goals in the game. I'm going with 3-2 to Chelsea. Late goal for Chelsea to win the game. I think there's going to be goals in this football match. I really do think there's going to be goals for some reason.
For me as well,
and the reason I say that is there's been too many low-scoring draws for too long. At some point, it's got to change. And I think this weekend's the one.
right now we've actually been again. I spoke about the conversion rate yesterday. We've got the best conversion rate in the league right now. I know my team's gonna create chances, bro. I know Liverpool have been good defensively, right? But they haven't faced an attack like ours, bro. You know what I'm saying? This attack that we've got right now is ferocious, yeah. And if we win this game, that's gonna go a long way because we've got some tough fixtures coming up. Straight away, the belief goes up, Terry. Yeah, straight away the belief goes up, and like I keep saying, we seem to perform better away from home. The fact that the fans away from home seem to be a lot louder. They support the boys a lot more. The atmosphere is changing up a little bit. To be fair, like I was at the last game, it was good, but you know, away we seem to do a lot better. Like again, I was at Anfield, bro, for Mudrik's debut. We outsang these lot. You know what I mean? We outsang them. So we need the same thing again from the support as well. It's got to go a long way if we win this game. Honestly, Terry. Honestly, man.
No, I listen. I think I just got this feeling, and it goes against how good Liverpool's defense has been. I just feel it's going to be a bit of an out. It's going to be a game where it shows both your class, but I think it's going to be an outlier from some of the statistics, like how good defensively Liverpool have been. I think both teams will attack. I think you know how Arsenal's attacking stats were like 5th, 6th, 7th in their opening 5 games, and then they played Leicester and Southampton, and suddenly their XG was the best in the league, and all the stats went. I think Liverpool's defensive stats are very good. I think they've got a very good defense, but I think it's been slightly masked by the level of opponent that they have played. Yeah. And I know they beat Man United, but we both in the first and second half had some very, very good chances against them that we should have taken. And a team with your conversion rate, with your speed and your confidence in your attack right now, I think there's goals there. And if you score first, then I do think my prediction will come true and you'll win.
And Terry, there's a myth. There's a big myth as well that we don't know how to defend, right? We've conceded 8 goals, which is 2 more than Arsenal. And is exactly the same as Man City, bro, right? And right now, I'm not seeing my team getting chopped apart the way I was with Poch. Because with Poch, there was just so much space on the pitch. Like you see it with United. Like there's so much space on the pitch for players to just run into, to pick up, you know, play the little triangles and that. That's what kept happening to us. Now, you know, like Sanchez, two bozo moments against Brighton, right? It's just silly mistakes is what we're doing right now. We're not really getting cut through. So defensively, we have improved. Cole right now, very good form. You know what I'm saying? Tosin, just a few weeks ago, people were asking for him to start ahead of Fofana, right? But there's going to be some interesting battles, bro. Sancho, Trent, you've got Salah, Vega. That's going to be interesting. Vega, again, he's new into the league. How is he going to deal with going to a big stadium like this? You know what I'm saying? Going to be interesting, man. And in the midfield battle as well. We haven't really spoke about Enzo Fernandez and that. Because, you know, for me, I wouldn't start him. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting in that midfield, man.
It certainly is. What would your score prediction be, Lawless, be right now? What would you go with?
It's a tough one to predict, but I'm leaning with a 2-1 Liverpool. I think it'll be a close game, but yeah, I just feel like Liverpool will edge it. It's like them missing Alisson is huge, so that could go against them for sure. But I think on the occasion, I can just see Liverpool edging it. Got the Anfield tax, all of that stuff. So yeah, 2-1 Liverpool. But hopefully it's a good game. Hopefully it's what you say, Terry. Goals in it galore, and we're all in it saying, and it's not a boring sort of game that don't live up to the hype.
Yeah, how about yourself, Staffy? What score line would you go with?
I'm gonna stick with what I said. I think it's gonna be a very good tactical game. Usually, tactical games don't lead to a lot of goals. I hope I'm wrong because I'd like to see a lot of goals, but I think Chelsea are gonna outplay them. But I think Liverpool are going to win. I think Liverpool are going to win with less chances and less possession. They're probably going to win 2-1 on the day. I think Chelsea will play a good game. They'll have a mixed feeling of being proud of the performance, but yet disappointed that they didn't leave with points. If it wasn't in Anfield, I probably wouldn't be saying that. But I think Liverpool are just going to edge it. So it's going to be 2-1. But I'm going to ask you for one thing, Terry. No matter what happens, I need to see Hassam and Don tomorrow. On Sunday on the match reaction. Because listen, I'm not gonna lie, Sam is moving like the Jordanian final boss, talking about, we're gonna teach you guys this, we're gonna teach you guys that. This is not WWE, bro. Give it a rest. You're not The Rock, you know. So just show your ass here on Sunday if you lose. That's all.
He's just struggling to accept that we've improved. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's just struggling to accept it now that we've improved. Because
he said, "I'm not like, he said a lot of see a Chelsea win for the Hussam head loss because the way he's been going."
I'd love to see it. Yeah. I'd love.
It's like he hates Chelsea right now more than Man United. Like the disdain he has for your club is entertaining. So
it's crazy, man. Like, statistically, we've been the 4th best team in the league for months now. Months. You know what I'm saying? This is not some little 1 week bit of form, you know.
Chelsea has been one of his biggest avenues on his channel, so you got to understand that. That's what I'm saying. He thinks he's the Jordanian final boss. Give it up with this rivalry with Chelsea. Chelsea don't care about you. You shouldn't care about Chelsea that much. They're not even one of your rivals. It's just a YouTube rivalry between Hussam and Chelsea. That's all it is, bro. There's nothing more to it.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
He said, what's his name? The Hungarian guy. Szoboszlai is gonna target Enzo. Salah is gonna cook Vega.
But you know what it is,
not gonna worry about Sancho, bro. It's not gonna happen.
But you get this. Liverpool and Chelsea do have a very long-standing rivalry that goes back to the 80s. Then I think it kicked off again. The Champions League clashes the teams had. I think Liverpool ended up. I think Chelsea came out better in those clashes over the course of that period of time. Then of
3
course,
wins for us, 2 losses for them, 5 draws.
Yeah, so I think Chelsea came out on top through that period. You then have the Rafa Benitez stuff and everything else. Plus, I think it was the Lavia and Caicedo thing last summer for a lot of. I think you add all these things together, and Hussam has got this bitterness towards Chelsea. That it's like, you know, the way like his girl got. It's like his girl got stolen. It's like he's sitting there. It's like he's being forced to go to the wedding. It's funny, right? I was actually with a friend of mine who I work with, right? He's a I used to work with. He's a sales guy. This is the maddest story. Because I'm going to play golf on Thursday. Yesterday that would have been with a guy that works for a big company that makes computer games. I said, okay. He goes, I'm not looking forward to it. I was like, why? Mad story. He goes, he's married to my ex-girlfriend.
Oh,
I mean, that's a small world, right? He went, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. He went, yeah, but I was with her when I went traveling. And he goes, I didn't cheat. I didn't stray nothing while I was away traveling. And then I got home and said, oh, babe, I'm back and everything. I surprised her. And she was like, I need to tell you something. She started seeing someone about 6 months ago behind his back while he was traveling. And it's this guy that she then married, who he's now got to go and do a sales pitch to. Yeah. I was like, wow.
That hurts just hearing that.
Exactly. But I think that's how Hussam feels when he looks at Chelsea. It's almost like he sees his ex-girl married to someone else and he can't go.
Terry,
when
you forgot
and Caicedo.
You forgot a big moment. You forgot a big moment that Demba Ba did against that club as well, bro.
Yeah.
A big moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, these things happen.
When I first started doing the football terrace back 2017, 2018, we had a few Chelsea guys that used to come on. And the disdain they had for Ryan Giggs, it never made sense. I couldn't quite understand where it came from. And then, I don't know if you guys ever do this. Sometimes I go, this was like back 2017. I went back and just looked at some classic Man United Champions League games. And then I realized, that season, we've only actually played you 3 times, I think, in the Champions League. In the final, when Giggs came on and scored one of the penalties. But we got you in the quarterfinals in 2010. Mm-hmm. And we beat you home and away. And that was in a period where we rarely won at Stamford Bridge. And Giggs home and away, absolutely. By the way, we're talking about Ryan Giggs who was 37-38, bossed the midfield, dominated the game. I think he got 3 or 4 assists throughout both legs. And then it just clicked. I'm like, I kind of forgot that he did that to Chelsea. He did so much in so many games. But Chelsea, the certain generation and age of Chelsea fan have never forgotten that. And and I asked him about it on another stream months later, and he's like, yeah, that's true. That's what it was. He broke me in them 2 games. And because I remember Drogba got a goal back at the return. I think we were 1-0 up from Stamford Bridge. Giggsy set up Rooney, got the goal. We went 1-0 up at Old Trafford, so it was 2-1. But you got a goal back. I think Drogba scored. And it was like, oh, crap. And literally from the kickoff, Giggs did a madness. Brilliant pass through the Park Ji-sung. We literally went and scored almost straight away, and it kind of killed the tie. And I was like, yeah, this is why he was angry. But yeah, that's just
the only other game I remember against you lot, Terry, is obviously the final, bro. I need to actually remind myself of that.
But yeah, that was I remember. I think Rooney scored in the first leg. A post. I think he hit the post and it went in. I don't remember who opened the scoring. I want to say,
I think opened the scoring.
No, that was the final day of. No, he did.
He did.
He did.
One in the league.
He did. Yes, he did. He did. But he had a shot. Giggs played it across the box. It nearly went over from Hernandez. If he was a yard out, it would have gone over, but it went into the roof of the net. Drogba got a goal back at Old Trafford, and then Park Ji-sung with a brilliant, chested it, volleyed it. I remember that game like it was yesterday. That was like 14 years ago.
Yeah,
that was
I actually
amazing.
can't remember. I need to remind myself. When I watched the video game back, I was like, oh, this game.
But 14 years ago, how old are you?
Bro. What year was that? 2010?
Well, it's 14 years. Yeah.
Yeah, in 2010, I was...
Just take 14 years off your age. It's not that.
I was 13. I was 13.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. My guy that was on the shows back then, he would have been about 20. I think you remember certain ages. You remember things differently. But it was also one of them games where it was painful to lose. I think for Chelsea, but it wasn't a game where you were like. It's one of those matches that was probably hurt to go out, but you didn't get like. You weren't embarrassed type thing. So Sam has put me on the list. No, I'm just going. Listen, a lot of people in the comments said Terry, Liverpool very rarely can see 3 goals at home. I know. I'm not sitting here trying to be smart. I've just got a feeling, and it's a similar feeling to what I had in the build-up to the FA Cup final, where I scored a crazy man to say I think we'll win 2-1. I said where I think we'll have a good start, get a lead, hold on to it, and win. That's called crazy. It's just one of those feelings. I just think,
bro, who cares about his Windows 98 fucking list, bro? Did you not see that list yesterday?
Don't disrespect Windows 98. That shit was an Atari or an Amstrad, bro. That was like a first generation computer with a joystick and everything, mate. That thing was, whatever he did that on was old, I'm telling you.